It shouldn't have to be like this, man.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Pick the bones out of that one, ladies and gentlemen. Tell you what, the beginning of Chelsea's young, sensational, talented players. Oh, Madueke, Mudryk, Palmer, Chukwuemeka. Sorry, who's under there and should never start for Chelsea again? It's Raheem Sterling. I do feel bad for the guy, but my giddy aunt, if this game for him was not good. Chelsea won 4-2, but we should have scored 4 goals in the first half with no reply. In fact, this game probably should have finished 6-1, including Leicester's quite magnificent goal they did score in about the 62nd minute. This was Chelsea personified. Okay, good first half, starting the second half terribly, and then lately, a new positive trait that we've picked up, finding some momentum towards the end of games, and belief, which is very much welcome. I've literally just finished turn the TV off at full time, watched that Noni Madueke goal that blew my friggin' fragile little mind. Guys, we're going to talk about it today. Thanks for joining me. It was my birthday yesterday, 35. I know I only look 25. Thanks for everyone who wished me a happy birthday. I really appreciate it. Drop a like if you're feeling good. Subscribe if you wanna, and let's get into it. So yes, not in the office today. We'll be back tomorrow for Chelsea news. Match review here. Oh my god, Pochettino was on the ropes in this game at certain times. When he took off Mykhailo Mudryk instead of Sterling, I thought he was going to get attacked by the Chelsea faithful. How did he not see that coming? He may have his reasons, right? But this game for Pochettino was a tough one because certainly the Sterling moment was the big one, because the first half we should have been 4 goals up. You could say, oh, Pochettino coached a 4-0 half there, you know? But he really doesn't do himself some favours at the best of times, as does neither Raheem Sterling, who was desperate to do something good. He did create an excellent assist, but he was just desperate to make himself relevant in this game and made stuff worse for him. If you follow me on Instagram, at FootballYannick on Instagram, do consider it. I do loads of updates throughout the game on my stories, as well as doing a halftime live. I filmed that penalty that he took and said if he misses this after taking it off Palmer, he's done out here. Later on, he took a free kick off Palmer. It went to the moon. He also was through on goal and kicked a ball about 1,000 yards wide. It's going to be a big narrative for this game, Raheem Sterling. Look, I'm not a hater, but by golly, we've got to just talk about it, man. So, Chelsea, there is good news. Chelsea have amazing young talent. There is bad news. Chelsea have Robert Sanchez in goal. For me, this is the last time he plays this season. Look, I thought he was going to start, and I was like, yeah, start him. He was poor last time out, but, you know, home tie in the FA Cup. He's done. We go to Wembley next for the semi. He ain't kicking a ball again this season. Unless Georgi Petrovic gets injured, touch wood, he won't. I ain't seen Rob Sanchez again. I'm sorry, but that's it. You're done, bro. You are done. Malo Gusto, sensational right back. Marc Cucurella playing at left back. The centre-back partnership was Chalobah and Disassin, who granted were instructed to play an incredibly high line, which can be difficult for centre-backs. But I have words for Axel Disassi in a moment. It was a double pivot, as I predicted, of Caicedo and Gallagher. I actually thought Enzo was going to be rested, but he was suspended, which I didn't know about or should have known about. Sterling left wing, Mykhailo Mudryk in his new role as the number 10, and he's looking at times just absolutely sensational. And of course, Chelsea star boy, the gem, the jewel, Cole Palmer with a goal and an assist on the day. Behind Nico Jackson, who has his bad moments. He leans back on certain shots, but he's getting better, bro. You know, he's getting better and better and better. He's no longer living offside. He's no longer getting a yellow card every 30 seconds. He's chipping in. He's looking good. He's a good forward, a positionally versatile forward. So, of course, Leicester came in with their 4-3-3. They're very attacking, Leicester. They gave us a good game. They actually went very, very strong. I thought they were going to rotate heavily, but then again, because obviously they're in a title race. But then again, it's the international break, so why not go for it? So I think literally bar like 1 or 2 players, they went for their strongest lineup. Leicester fans can correct me, but that's what everyone was saying when the lineup was announced on the social medias. So, Chelsea's 4-2-3-1 versus Leicester's 4-3-3. How did it go, guys? How did it go? Well, I'll tell you. I'll walk you through it. In the first half, Cucurella gets a goal in the 13th minute, right, from an assist from Jackson. It's the far post. Jackson does excellent work, dribbling and wriggling all the way out to the right flank, and does a really lovely, sort of relatively mellow cutback to Cucurella. Great! Cucurella got a goal. He was there to score it. My nan would score it. It has to be said. She's like, I don't think she likes football. She's in her 80s. She lives in France, although France make good footballers. You know, I think a lamppost would have scored that if you just put it in the right place, but he still scored it. You know, Sterling, I would have been interested to see what Sterling would have done in that position. So props to Cucurella, the more defensive left back, scoring a goal there. But for me, the beauty and the essence of that goal belongs to the ever-improving Nico Jackson. Raheem Sterling at this point has been very, very, very frustrating, but in the 26th minute, he does something good. He wins us a penalty. Now, more than 95% of you know what happens next. He takes the penalty of Cole Palmer. This is the point where I film on my Instagram and say, look, if he misses this, he's been awful for the opening periods of this game. If he misses this, then we are done out here. And it's one of the most worst penalties. Clearly, the guy's head's gone. I'm very mindful of just killing people when they're performing bad, but it's up. I understand it's hard when you're a manager. You want to play players back into form and confidence, but this is untenable for me now. So he does an awful penalty, and I will give him his props, because in the stoppage time in the first half, he does do what can only be described as an excellent assist for Cole Palmer, which sees us go 2-0 up at halftime. So we're feeling good. We're like, we really should have scored more goals. We had hella shots. I mean, just to quickly tell you some halftime stats from that first half, we had 9 shots, but we had 4 on target, scoring 2. But I think we had a lot of momentum in the final third. We also had 4 corners in that first half. So yeah, so it was a lot, basically. So we got the 2 goals, we're disappointed, but the big test is, how do we react? How do we start the second half? No, and people were thinking Sterling should get hooked at halftime. And I was saying on my Instagram live, I was saying he won't hook Sterling at halftime because he's got that assist. He'll give him maybe 15 minutes. He actually ended up giving him longer than that. So I was like, we'll see what happens then. And it's that moment between Disasi and Sanchez. Now, the 2 people that got the most criticism from the first half was, of course, Sterling and Sanchez. Sterling for obvious reasons, we could say that loads throughout this video, but Sanchez is poor. He looks shaky. He doesn't look good enough. He's coming for balls, and look, Disasi wants to pass back to the keeper. Someone's on his shoulder, leans on him just as he's kicking it. This is not an excuse. That happens in football all the time. It's a contact sport. But what happens is he's obviously going to kick the ball, a bit of pressure's applied, so it's not the perfect pass. He shouldn't do it. He's overcooked it massively. But also, this needs to be said, Rob Sanchez goes for a friggin' coffee, bro. He's literally, I don't know what he's doing. He's doing a shoelace up. He's not where he should be in that instance. He should be prepared for a pass back. Look, 75%, 80% of the fault is on Disasi. He scored a silly own goal. But still, a goalkeeper should know what's going on there. Awful from Disasi. I can't work him out as a player. He does he drops an all-timer away at the Etihad. He seems like a really good guy. He loves to celebrate with the team. But then he does something like that. And he's not one of the young ones. He turned 26 a few days ago. That is, you can't be like a scared child anymore at 26. I'm sorry, bro. So awful from Disasi. Very, very bad from Rob Sanchez. So what happens next, guys? It's 2-1. Well, can Chelsea settle? Can we settle and go score a goal immediately and reply? No. And to be fair to Leicester, who by all accounts are a good attacking team, Mavididi, I believe that's how you say his name, with assist from Drewsbury, who of course is one of their better players, scores what is a great goal. I didn't look at that and think there was any criminal defending. Gusto lets him cut inside and takes a shot. He curls it far post. Maybe a better keeper than Sanchez. Doesn't let that go in. But, in how this game went, that was a good Leicester goal. They can have that goal. But we shouldn't score their other one with freaking Disasi. And also, we should have scored much more. Or at least 2 more, right? cool. So we're 2-2 now. Everyone's absolutely bricking it. And, you know, an extra 10 minutes goes by. Chelsea are like, oh, God, is this the end of Pochettino? Is this the end of the road? Is this going to turn toxic? Nico does great work on the break, an excellent touch run. He's fouled. He is originally given a penalty. It isn't a penalty. VAR, so, you know, went back and said, no, it's outside the box. It's not a penalty. But he gave him a yellow. And this blew my freaking mind. Like, I'm not on Twitter anymore. But, like, I was just like, he's behind him. He's through on goal. There's no covering defenders. It's literally Jackson, goalkeeper and defender, and he's not getting the ball. He's clipped him. That's a straight red card every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday. So why did they not get 2 red cards is my question. Point being, it was correctly, and this is like a good VAR moment, for all of it. It wasn't a penalty. VAR correctly ruled it off. No controversy there. And thank the ruddy so-and-sos, he got his red because that was a nonsense. So yeah, great work from Nico. Again, he has his flaws, he has his poor moments, but Chelsea fans forgive him for that because he does a lot of immense positive stuff. Now, bring back the recurring narrative. If we're playing the Sterling does something wrong drinking game, get ready to drink because 2 players are lining up to take this free kick just outside the box in a very promising position. Cole Palmer and Raheem Sterling takes a 40-metre run-up, and you think, well, it's not going to be Sterling because he's miles away. Clearly, he'd cleared it with Palmer, who I think Palmer's mates with him. He probably wants Raheem to do well. Look at where Sterling puts that free kick, mate. Like, literally, I think it hit my window about 30 seconds ago. Like, he is. And there was another, I don't know if I've passed the time on the timeline, but there was an opportunity where Sterling does a good run on the shoulder. He runs through, he takes the shot. It is flipping meters wide, bro. Meters. And this was another one where he hit, like, that was the moment. That was the moment in the 73rd minute when he did that everyone was like, oh my God, this is a meme. How is he not off? So, a few minutes later, about 5 minutes later, Carney Chukwuemeka, who's been warming up, and Chelsea fans are very excited to see him come back on. They're like, finally, he's taking off Raheem Sterling. And he takes off Mudryk. And this is the moment. That is the moment where what I deem generally quite patient and supportive Chelsea fans turned, you don't know what you're doing, you're effing sugar, expletives, to Pochettino. Look, benefit of the doubt, devil's advocate, maybe there's a fitness test and Mudryk can only play X amount of minutes and maybe Sterling passes that. Maybe Mudryk did some amazing stuff in this game. He's an amazing player. Maybe he was fading. Doesn't matter. Sterling had nothing to fade from. But I'm trying to, maybe there was a plan, that you take Mudryk off at this time and we stick to the plan because whatever. Do you know what I mean? But you do, even if that's the case, do yourself a favour, Poch. Do you know what I mean? Just say, look, bun that, Jesus, his assistant, said, look, Raheem's been terrible. We've given him loads of time here. Just put Mudryk out on the left and put Carney in the middle. Just do that. That's what you should have done. Even if there's solid logic that I don't friggin' understand, by the way, but even if, devil's advocate, there's solid logic of bringing off Sterling, you change it. You change the plan. You change the freaking plan, okay? Anyway, he eventually goes off Sterling for Noni Madueke in the 86th minute. And Noni deserved, I think, to start or at least come on at 60 minutes. And we'll talk about him in a moment, of course. And I feel bad for Sterling because he is trying. He's just playing terrible and he's got inside his own head and he's not this leader to make Chelsea better because he's clearly mentally fragile. So I don't wish any bad for him. I'm not a child. I'm 35 years old now. I'm a big grown up. I wish him the best. And I would have loved it for him to do well at Chelsea, but I'm sorry, this is it. I know it's impossible to sell him on his wages and he won't want to leave, and that's probably why there could be pressure from the owners, can you play Sterling? Because we're paying him 300k a week and he's never injured, so he's always available. Can you coach him and make him good because he's one of our prime assets here? Maybe there's a bit of that, but I don't know, man. So I felt bad for him because he got a load of boos, but again, I've got so much respect for Chelsea fans, the away fans and the home support, because there were people applauding him. When he was coming off, he got some applause. So it wasn't the cauldron of toxicity, we all hate you. There was a sort of look, man, come on, you're coming off, you were bad, but, sort of sympathy claps. I dig that. I would have applauded him, but trusted my club now to do the right thing in terms of selection. And of course, Noni Madueke comes on. He plays sort of on the right. I believe he's on the right. Palmer's on the left, so they're switching. Certainly, Carney Chukwuemeka is playing in the number 10, where I've spoken about before. He plays really, really well there in terms of the spaces he operates in. I think he's better as a number 10 than Palmer. I think Palmer's our best player, be us to start on the right, or best attacker at least. I think, genuinely, in terms of the profile, I would start Carney over Mudryk in the number 10. I know Mudryk's been very exciting there, but I'd really want Mudryk to get better at left wing. But Carney is tall and strong, and he can play in really tight spaces. He's not all about like running into space, running with the ball into space and dribbling. He can go, when Chelsea play against deep low blocks, and you need someone that can play really tight, that's strong and tall, but play really tight and combine. That's your boy Carney, and also he can score wicked goals. So we'll talk about that in a second. Of course, we see Cucurella come off for captain Chile B. We know there's 8 minutes at that point. Cucurella's done well. Chilwell against his former club. We're a man up, obviously, at this point, so we can afford Chilwell to be really offensive as a left back, which he would do much more successfully than Marc Cucurella. And of course, we scored what we thought was the winner at that point in the 92nd minute, which was a lovely combination 1-2 from Palmer, Chukwuemeka doing excellent work, getting the ball back with a little flick from Palmer and finishing really, really with a lovely low finish. Absolutely beautiful stuff from Carney Chukwuemeka. And yet another friggin' game where Palmer has a goal and assist. This kid is just insane. I'm very, very excited to see him play for England, actually, on the international break. One of the few reasons I'm excited about the international break. And yeah, so there's still 6 minutes to hold out, and, Leicester might throw a few people forwards. Cody gets a professional foul against Palmer. And Noni Madueke, again, it's an assist from Gusto, and I never want to rob Gusto of goals and assists, because I think he won Man of the Match on BBC, Malo Gusto. Noni Madueke scores... is it an Eden Hazard goal, or is it like Olivier Giroud against Southampton? It's just an absolute worldie. He just dribbles through people. Like when dribblers shift the ball wide from one foot to the other, but they have no right to retain possession. Their feet are so wide the way they're stepping, and the ball's going zoom, zoom, and they're pinballing it so wide. He's taking it through people. He whips it. He scores an absolute world-class goal. Chelsea have daylight and win 4-2. This is why I can't... the second half stats, 17 shots to our 9 shots in the first half. So we came alive again. We proved that we can. I mean, obviously, the fact how they went down to 10 men obviously helped. But we just showed that we can do it. And it is there. But I don't know, man. Like, the thing is, it's so tough, right? Because people will watch that frustrated, like, oh, how have we given them all these chances? And what's Pochettino with Sterling, doing this with Sterling, Pochettino? But these players, Chukwuemeka, Jackson, Mudryk, Palmer, they are being coached and utilised by Pochettino. I know it's pretty much all we got, so he wouldn't have much of a other chance. But they do like the manager, and they combine together well. They're on the training pitch being trained by Pochettino. So we need to be grown up and be like, for all the bad shit that we... swore, damn it. Stop swearing again! For all the bad stuff that we rightly criticise Pochettino for, we can't completely remove him from the good stuff as well. That's just would be churlish and unfair. Anyway, I'm feeling good. We're going to Wembley. Let me know what you think. Please do comment down below. Keep it locked to Football Therapy daily videos here, of course. So if you do subscribe, hit the bell notifications icon, and I will see you back here very soon. Hopefully. Peace.